Hey folks, welcome back to MusicalConman plays Slay the Spire. Whew, I'm on a roll. This is like my third one of these in a 24-hour period. But, you know, I'll be going away from a stable internet connection for a little while in the near future, so it'll be good to have a backlog. We just did a nice successful run with the Ironclad. So, on we go to the Salon. To the Salon. This character is named the Salon. So, let's see what kind of whale bonuses we got here. Oh, turn on my keyboard. Ah, there is a kitten, looking at my glass of water, as if it should be their glass of water, which it shan't. My snacks shall also not be your snacks. Back to the bed you go. Or just somewhere not there. Alright, random rare. Easy fights, transform, boss relic swap. Easy fights is not really that relevant. Oh, no snack. I mean, you can have snacks, but not my snacks. I don't mean to be cruel. You can have food next week. You can't have my water. You may not. I'm trying to record a video for my huge and successful YouTube channel. Darn kitten. Why don't kittens understand YouTube? I should just post cat videos. But I won't, because I want to play Slay the Spire. Okay, so we could fight. There's a lot of elites clustered here, but we can only actually fight 2 of them on any one path. Kitten, do you want to hang out in my lap? Here you go. I'll just keep you captive here for a bit, and then you can run off the other direction. There we go, away from my snacks. Alright, this kind of doesn't seem good. I like the Silent Starting Boss Relic, and we don't really need this, so let's get a random rare. We got a Wraith Form. 3 energy. Get 2 turns for free. Pretty good card. Alright, with that in mind, that could be a good reason to fight the Super Elite here, but then again, we don't get any campfires if we go that way. Oh, there is a 3 Elite path this way. And it does have a couple of campfires. Let's start at this node. Maybe we'll do that. Alright, we'll definitely make the big one weak, and I think we want to kill the little one, so we block all but one. Oh, kitten stepped on my mouse. I wasn't ready to play Wraith Form, and I almost did. I mean, I could play Wraith Form, but I'm not going to kill it next turn. Let's block for 10, deal 6. Out of my water, kitten. Out of my water. Off of my... not my desk. Alright, strike and strike is an easy play tonight. Strike and neutralize, and oh, strike does not quite do it, but we can fully block. Darned weak. Alright, this is a long slime fight. But we got out of it with 3 damage and a Cloak and Dagger. Masterful Stab is a good damage source. We can play Masterful Stab and Wraith Form on the same turn. That is good. But Cloak and Dagger is just a really good card to add early. I mean, it just blocks and deals damage at the same time, and it's good later on. Let's go this way. Okay, we can fully block. We can... I guess we could have killed that one, but I think it's better to fully block and break both of their shields. Now we can do 1 and block. Wraith Form isn't that gonna be that helpful in these early fights where the enemies have small HP, but it'll get good later. And it's not bad now. I'll take a... Caltrops is a little better if we have good block cards, but we just need some front-loaded damage. So let's take a Dagger Spray. Bop. And bop. Shame we only got 2 little bits of damage there, but we Dagger Spray, we strike, and we take 1. And it's definitely worth taking 1 there, because this fight goes too long if you don't. If I don't kill it this turn, what are the odds I can kill it next turn or fully block? I can either kill it with, oops, 3 strikes or 2 strikes in the dagger spray, or I can fully block, and next turn that's 8, 14, 17? Yikes, that's so close. But I can also Wraith Form next turn. So I could take 4 damage now, or deal 3 damage next turn and have another free turn to kill it. So we always do that. And unfortunately this just does not quite do it. So I could take 5 and get it to 1 health, or I could take 1 and take another turn at it. Nope. Nope. We've discussed this. Nope. You have water. Do you want me to refresh your water bowl again? Alright, we got out of that fight taking 2 damage. I like a dagger throw here. Just a little bit of 1 single target damage. I wonder about a setup. Setup with Wraith Form could be interesting. Because I think cost 0 until played lasts the rest of the fight. Which would be a nice way to hold a Wraith Form till we need it. But I'm going to just try Dagger Throw. Because I know Dagger Throw is pretty good. We don't have any shops coming up, so let's spend some gold, remove a strike. And I'm feeling like a 3 elite path here. Question is, do I want a hard hallway fight or a question mark? Our potion chance has got to be pretty good here. And I'd like another damage card before we get too into the business. Alright, we're being attacked for 14. We could fully block. Or we could dagger spray and mostly block. Most turns they don't both attack. Ack. Keep kitten turning on my caps lock. I love kittens, but they are certainly kittens. They don't not be kittens, that's for sure. Alright, this thing has 17 health, so actually if I did dagger throw and dagger spray, that just kills it. And I was hoping to draw neutralize, but still pretty good. So then I take 1, and one of them is dead. I think that's better than taking 0, but dealing 0 damage. And the rest of the fight is easy. We just need to draw 1 more strike. We could have done it with Cloak and Dagger too, but I said what I said, and we get a Predator. Predator is really nice. Going into Act 1 Elites. Wait, this is... No, this is just a campfire instead of an elite. I'm feeling buff. Let's just get straight into it. I don't know if I'm buff, and I cannot believe we have not gotten a potion yet. That's some poor luck. But, you know, you do it how you do it. Why do cats like keyboards? Someone knows the answers to this, but I don't. 6 block. Deal 1 less damage. Do I think we can kill it the turn after next? Not really. Or, I mean, hopefully, but I don't know that it's the case. Alright, we Predator. We do Survivor here. So we'll take another 10. Alright, let's make it weak. I mean, 18 damage. We could take a little bit, but it could also be a good turn to Wraith Form. Okay, let's see. Next turn, we can deal 15, 23 damage next turn. So we can totally, as long as we get it to 23 health, we can even spend some energy blocking and fully block this turn. Sorry, Wraith Form. Someday. Kitten. Edie. No, Edie. No, Edie. Alright. We get a Duvu doll. For each curse in your deck, start each combat with 1 strength. So there's currently nothing, unfortunately. Riddle with holes would be good if we got strength, but we're also not really trying to get curses. I think we just need another damage card. It deals 15. We got 2 more elite fights without resting here, but we have an Entropic Brew, so we have 3 potions. Upgrade Neutralize. So we're gonna fight either Lagavulin or Sentries. Things that are good against Lagavulin are Wraith form. Things that are good against sentries are Dagger Spray. Neutralize is good against Lagavulin, but not sentries. Cloak and Dagger is a little extra damage, but it's... I don't know, it's pretty good. We could also just take one of these cards from 15 damage to 20. Predator is right now is just Riddle with Holes, but much better. So we're more likely to play Predator than Riddle with Holes. I'm gonna upgrade Wraith form. Nope, that's my snack. That's my puffy cheese product. Alright, we got sentries. And we got a Cloak and Dagger and a Predator, and those are good cards. Let's see what this is. Strength Potion, Plated Armor. Plated Armor is good this turn, and probably good this fight. Let's start working on this thing here. It's down to 16 health. So if we could get... Ooh, Dagger Spray is good. We're being attacked for 20. Off the keyboard, kitty. So we could fully block. Yeah, 18 in that, but I'd rather do some damage. And I'll take 6 here just to get one of them down. Alright. Riddle with Holes plus Dagger Spray does 15, 23 to that. But if I gained Strength, it would kill it. We could also Wraith form. Let's Wraith form. I think we can get through this without the Strength Potion. It might take a while, but I think we can. Alright, hopefully we can kill that one next turn with the extra cards drawn. I'm just gonna have to keep one hand devoted to cap management this whole fight, huh? Alright, we'll block that incoming damage. Our dexterity is down to not very much, so we are just trying to murder this thing. That said, if blocking is what we get, blocking is what we'll do. We got a Predator and a Strike, so we are almost certainly going to kill it next turn. We get 7 cards, and if any of them do damage. Cool. Alright, we got a Bronze Scales, which is going to be nice. What's our boss? Hexaghost? Very nice. I kind of like a Corpse Explosion. Flying Knee is okay, but I like a Corpse Explosion. It'll be a good way of dealing... Ooh, Toxic Egg. It'll be a good way of dealing poison damage to Hexaghost, which is good, because it has a zillion health. And we need something against that fool. Alright, we don't have any powers to play. I don't know if it gets... I mean, we could Predator. Predator might be a better play. But I mean, Corpse Explosion... Dagger Spray is not bad. Corpse Explosion does a lot of damage over the course of the fight. 21 eventually. You know what? Maybe this should be a Strength Potion fight. Yeah, okay. I could have done 2 more damage to it than I did, but I feel like I want to make sure this thing gets blasted down. We like Defend, but Riddle with Holes for 25 is too good. Let's make this thing weak as well. We took an aggressive path with a lot of elites. So next turn we get some block. What's our map look like? We have a fire to rest immediately after this. So if we defend here, can we deal that much damage before it wakes, starts attacking again? I don't think so. So I think this is our best chance of survival, is just to kill it over the next couple turns. Right, we do have a Wraith form. But we could also deal... Can't we just kill it this turn? If we had drawn Wraith form, I would have played it last turn, but I didn't. Singing Bowl, when adding cards into your deck, you can raise your max HP by 2 instead. So Burst isn't currently good, but Burst has such potential. And it's upgraded, and I know we're going to be taking skills, so I'm going to be a little bit greedy here. Definitely going to rest. Our health is precious. I mean, the thing is, the skip button got a lot better. I will totally take a free upgrade. Thank you, Upgrade Shrine. Corpse Explosion is a good upgrade against the Hexaghost fight. So is Neutralize, though. And I think since we don't have any other sources of weak on our deck, we just really want to focus on that. Alright, we can fully block, so let's do that. I would love to play Predator, but I would also love to just block. It is going to give us a couple slimes in our deck, but now we get to just do some damage. We will not split it this turn, which is nice. So we could get a bunch of intangible, or we could just split it. We are weak. This takes it down to 34. This takes it after the thorns, so then this would take it down to 31. I don't think we want to split it this turn, so we will not play the Neutralize. Alright. Riddle with Holes deals more than Strike. Alright, last turn of Intangible. We get a Predator and a Neutralize. You know what? Actually, I should have... Oh, I should have played Neutralize on that one, because that one died of Thorns. Hopefully it doesn't matter. I was a little distracted by pets. Being pets. 6 poison is good when it's not attacking, because it's 6 this turn and 5 next turn, so it's an 11 damage card. Let's riddle it with Holes. Alright, Piercing Wail, Leg Sweep, Blur. These are all really good. Leg Sweep and Piercing Wail are both really good against the Hexaghost. And they are both really good with Burst. I'm gonna take a Leg Sweep. It just kind of answers what we need in one card. And Piercing Wail is also incredible, but I don't know, tough choices. But that's not a tough choice, we full block. This is not a tough choice, we play the damage cards and we play the block cards. Alright, I like Burst onto Cloak and Dagger. I don't think we are going into Wraith form yet, so that just gives us 2 shivs, and takes a little more thorn damage. Alright, we can kill it, so let's do that. Weak Potion, and these are okay damage cards. I think we take some max health, though. We like max health. I think we can afford to upgrade here, and I think the best upgrade is Corpse Explosion. 9 poison is just a lot better than 6. It's 3 extra damage per turn for a lot of turns. This would be a bad time to Wraith form. Okay, wish we could have played Corpse Explosion turn 1, but we get a Leg Sweep. So we could deal 6 damage, or we could Burst to apply 6 weak. I really like that. So now it's just gonna blast itself on our caltrops pretty well. We have a choice of Predator Defend or Corpse Explosion Defend. The extra cards are nice, but I think the poison is gonna deal a lot more damage in the long run. It's already done 9, now it's gonna do another 8. We fully block and we play the Predator. It takes more damage from caltrops. I think we play another Corpse Explosion. We don't need to make it weak, it's weak for 5 more turns, so we'll block and shiv. This fight is looking pretty good. Our deck is especially good at fighting this enemy. I wonder if we could kill it in the next 2 turns. I don't think so, right? We're good at defense. We always play a Dagger Throw to get rid of that burn. We could deal 15 damage with no extra benefit, or 15 damage with an extra benefit. I'm going to take that one. We can totally afford to lose 12 health here. This is a good Wraith form now. It's losing 13 health a turn. On the other hand, 20 health a turn means, so 22 this turn, but 25 with Thorns, and then next turn another 21. That's 46 damage. So that thing will be pretty low. But also next turn is its big attack, so let's enter Wraith form. So next turn it's going to attack for ×6, which is not going to be a problem. Let's just kill it. We're going to get our health back. Shout out to Bronze Scales. I saw a YouTuber I watch has a mod installed that tracks how much damage things like Bronze Scales do. I bet it's doing a lot here. Alright, and that's the fight. Fairy in a bottle, nice. Ooh, Venom is okay. Storm of Steel is usually pretty bad, but I like an Adrenaline. We've got a lot of high cost cards, so 2 extra energy is pretty good. I'm a real sucker for Runic Pyramid. Extra money is nice, but losing gold is bad. Transforming cards is always pretty good, but Runic Pyramid with Wraith form is just really good. And with Burst, we can burst on exactly the thing we want. I think this, even though we've got a kind of expensive deck, I'm happy with Runic Pyramid. No longer discard your hand at the end of your turn. Alright, we can get some events and a shop and 2 elites this way. 3. Or there's more campfires if we go this way. More campfires. There's still a shop later, so we can skip a shop now and get a bunch of events. I like campfires. Alright, so let's weaken that one. Let's get some cards and energy. Okay, we're not going to block a lot. This turn, we could use a speed potion. Since we're full up on potions, I think that's a reasonable thing to do. Fully block this turn, get one of those down. Riddle with Holes plus a couple of Thorns will definitely kill it. Ooh, but Corpse Explosion is even better. Okay, so that's 9 poison, and then that's 8 damage. Oh, or we could just burst the Corpse Explosion. So now, when it dies, it will deal 90 damage to both of them. Cool. Dodge and Roll is a good card. It's good with Burst. It's good with Dexterity. It's also just better than Defend by a lot. Let's take some events. Gold for Relic or get a Shame. We have one survivor that can discard the Shame, and it does give us strength, and we do benefit a lot from strength with our Riddle with Holes and our Dagger Spray, and to a lesser extent our Cloak and Dagger. I think it's probably correct to spend gold here, but I kind of want to try getting one strength. We get Anchor, which is really good. Just helps us out on turn 1, and let's upgrade all our strikes and defends. Heck yes. It's especially good with Runic Pyramid because those are going to stay in our hand until we play them. So making them actually good to play is nice. We got 400 money, so reduced shop prices is a real bonus. Okay, let's discard our Shame. I'm totally fine to take 2 damage to deal a bunch with Predator. Alright, this turn it debuffs, so we can strike, and man, those strikes went from 6 damage to 10 damage real quick, thanks to +1 strength and an upgrade. Let's dodge and roll. Alright, so we're halfway started on blocking for this turn. Yep, and yep. We had 1 daze into our draw pile, but we are full of defensive cards, so we're not worried about that. And we got a Riddle with Holes. Caltrops is something to consider. Backflip is normally incredible, But since we have Runic Pyramid, card draw is less necessary, and we're not emptying out our hand anytime soon, I'm going to try caltrops. It's good with Wraith Form and our other stuff, so we could do 2 campfires or 2 elites. Well, this is at most a 3 elite path. So this can also be a 3 elite path by going this way. We planned this out earlier. I should trust earlier me. Riddle with Holes is a good card right now. But I like Cloak and Dagger. It doesn't benefit quite as much from strength, but it's a card we like to play. We have Dagger Throw as well, so we're actually pretty decent at discarding curses with Runic Pyramid. Riddle with Holes, this makes it 25 damage, which is pretty good for blasting through some early enemies. We could also upgrade Survivor, just get our block game really strong. I think we're doing pretty alright on multi-target damage with Dagger Spray and Corpse Explosion. I think our deck's doing pretty well. This is a 5 damage upgrade. This is also a 5 damage upgrade, but it's on a cheaper card. Because the Shiv normally does 4, but we have +1 strength. This way we go. Be a good fight for Corpse Explosion, just saying. Let's get working on that one. I'm just gonna hold this hand. We have 5 card spots left, and I think it's worth saving a defense instead of just playing it to get rid of it. We could burst 2 defense and block for a zillion. I think that's pretty good. That lets us wait to draw Corpse Explosion for one of those. On the other hand, do we want to burst Corpse Explosion? And the answer is, yeah, that seems good. Deal 42 damage to everything. So then what do we do this turn? We always make that weak, so that's 21, 31, 40. So we get blocked for 16. So 24, we could block for 30. As much as I'd like to burst Corpse Explosion, I think it's better to fully block here. Could have also bursted Survivor to get the strikes out of my deck, but I want to save Survivor for that curse. Corpse Explosion and Caltrops are both real reluctant to make an appearance here. It is going to buff the strength of both of these, and give them block, but that's fine, because our Corpse Explosion that we really want to draw doesn't care about that, and if we don't get it, we can just Wraith Form at any time. So this blocks for most of it, and this blocks for the rest of it, and we'll just keep focusing on the big one. Alright, we get to draw 2 cards next turn. Corpse Explosion would be nice. Alright, no luck. I think this is a good time to Wraith Form. Yeah, I think it's a good time to Wraith Form. So we only get 1 card next turn. Now that thing just says goodbye to itself. Gaining 1 Frail doesn't matter if we are intangible next turn. And I think we just want to deal a bunch of damage to this. That is a Corpse Explosion target. So we are protecting it. Alright. Odds of drawing Burst if we Survivor Adrenaline are 1/6? No, because whatever we discard would also have a chance. So like 1 out of 7. Not great odds. I'm fine with just dealing a bunch of damage to it right now. Cool. Alright, it is at 58 health. We no longer have Intangible, but we can hopefully just blast it down. So let's get started on that project. Alright, we have enough damage to kill it next turn, so we are out of this fight. Woohoo! Did not take too much damage. Letter Opener, when you play 3 skills in a turn, 5 damage to all. Nice with Runic Pyramid because you can save it. Nice with Burst because we like skills. Also nice with Toxic Egg because we like skills. I'm very into a footwork here. I'm probably into upgrading footwork here. We don't have a lot of unupgraded cards thanks to that Simplicity event. Or Elegance? Yeah, Simplicity is remove, Elegance is upgrade. Let's get some footwork. Alright, what do you got for me? Upgrade 2 random skills. We literally don't have a single unupgraded skill. No, we have one single unupgraded skill. So upgrade Survivor or get the Sapphire Key. 3 block on Survivor is not worth that much to me. Yikes, we're running out of upgrades here. We could even just do Ruby Key time. I mean, is this Ruby? Honestly, I think there are going to be upgrades we like more later, but I think it's also a little arrogant to go for that. Let's upgrade a Dagger Spray. Help us with this upcoming boss fight. It's got a lot of multi-target needs. And Courier Time. Cloak and Dagger Plus is good. Poison Stab would be our only other way of applying poison. Gremlin Horn would make us really, really good at multi-enemy fights. Prepared Plus is pretty good with Runic Pyramid. So I think I'm interested in that. We'd get a couple of Cloak and Daggers. With Dexterity, those just start to be really good. With Pin Nib, they're also pretty good. With Strength, they're also pretty good. We can afford both of them? All 3 of them? Is there such a thing as too many Cloak and Daggers? And the answer is, against Time Eater, yes. Would have really liked a Bouncing Flask, but we didn't see it until too late. I really like the card. Panache would also be interesting with all these shivs. Let's just take it. It's fun. Alright, so that spends pretty much all our money. We got some Cloak and Daggers. We get the big one. We're getting attacked for 20, 30. So if we do 12 block here, we're at 22. And I think caltrops does enough damage to be worth it. We'll keep killing this right one because it makes us vulnerable, and we don't want that. No, no. So we take 8. We deal a bunch with all our thorns. We could totally Predator that one. Or 15, 21. So it's going to make us vulnerable right here. Let's see some good options. So we can full block, and the next turn we can burst, ideally Corpse Explosion. So I'm going to get rid of some strikes. And just block. Also, Letter Opener is good. So we are weak, we have some wounds, and we are vulnerable. Okay. Burst Adrenaline gets us a lot of energy, but we don't really have anything to spend that energy on. Except Wraith Form? I mean, if we Wraith Form, we just win the fight with our thorns. Then we can do that, and we can play a dodge and roll twice, get 18 block next turn, not that we need more than 2. Well, doggone it. I almost don't want to Wraith Form now. We hardly need it. It'll be pretty good. So, those are both dead. We have a zillion block, and we have thorns. Corpse Explosion did not even have time to make a guest experience. Yikes. Cameo is not the word I'm looking for. Guest attendance? That's not the word. What did I want to say? We get a Horn Cleat. So we got Anchor and Horn Cleat. So turn 1, 10 block. Turn 2, 14 block. Pretty good. Do we want another Cloak and Dagger? Almost no. We might have too many cloak and daggers. And max health is good. Prepared is also good. I think prepared helps us clean out our hand and get through our deck quicker. Okay, we do have Pin Nib on Predator. We could deal a bunch of damage to that, but we would not get through its block. 32 plus 10 is 42, then, yeah, 47. Not quite, but it does a lot of damage to it. This is definitely the more dangerous target, but this is the one we could just completely kill this turn. And I think we do pretty well against this enemy if it has no friends. These both do the same amount of damage, but one of them will block on a future turn. We are a little ashamed, but we have our Horn Cleat helping us out here. Our hand is full. Let's see. I could burst Adrenaline, either leg sweep or dodge general is probably good. Burst leg sweep gets us the ability to poison it in the future, but we haven't drawn our poison. So I think burst dodge general is a pretty safe play. Then we can just do a bunch of damage. We will definitely hold on to that Wraith form. Alright, it takes 6... No, it just attacked once, it doesn't take 16, but now it takes the rest of it. Liquid Bronze. Thorns is... I mean, Thorns is good, but I think we have enough Thorns. But it might be better than Fairy in a Bottle. Well-Laid Plans we don't need because we retain our whole hand. Infinite Blades. I think our hand is kind of full. I think adding a Shiv into our hand just keeps us from drawing cards, and I don't think we need Masterful Stab anymore. Let's get some max HP. I don't think we're gonna die, so let's just use Liquid Bronze to make a fight easier. Alright, so this is the same fight as before, but they are just a little more buff. Boof. Let's draw some cards. I'd like to get some powers in play. Not that one necessarily, but good thought. I'm gonna Predator this one. Get it set up for a... I mean, I'd like to play a Corpse Explosion, and it has the most health. It doesn't attack next turn either, so I think that's a reasonable thing to try for. I could also just kill it, but I'm gonna kill the big one. I'm gonna drink my Thorns Potion here or on the big boss fight. We have our Wraith form in hand, so I think this fight is a lot safer than it would be if we weren't certain of that. There's a good riddle with holes and we're not really getting attacked, so let's get rid of a Shame. Oh, and something else. Get rid of a Defend. We have Corpse Explosion next turn. Let's discard something so that we draw an extra card. We're no longer quite as worried about keeping our Survivor. No, it's still better than a Defend, I think. We still like discarding. And I think we might as well do it again. Get rid of a Strike. We're just trying to get that Corpse Explosion. Sorry, we're trying to get that Burst, since we already have our Corpse Explosion. Cloak and Dagger I think is still better than Defend Plus, even though it blocks for less, but it's a tough call. Alright, give me a Burst. We are being attacked for a bunch though. I don't know if I want to just take 21. Well, we obviously have to Corpse Explosion that, which will kill this one, so then we're just being attacked for 21. Let's just block a little. Could have been a Speed Potion turn. Oh, right. We get all that energy from Gremlin Horn. Maybe it would have been better to kill one of them. Well, anyway. My turn. Do a bunch of shivin'. We got a caltrops. We also have burst and 2 cloak and daggers, but we don't even have space for all those shivs. Burst dodge and roll is good. Burst dodge and roll, then we got space for a bursted cloak and dagger. That dexterity really makes our blocking much better. I think if we burst dodge and roll, we're doing pretty good for a while. Then that will die to the thorns and get us energy and get us a little more energy. And that gets us pin nib. Is there ever a world where we can kill this just with caltrops? Yeah, with wraith form, probably. Let's just discard some attacks and see if we can kill it without playing any more attacks. I think we got pretty good odds. We can also just kill it by playing skills over and over. Cool. I mean, Riddle with Holes would do it, but Burst Corpse Explosion, does not quite, does it? 18 poison is not enough, but we can block. Does a little damage to everything. Those things take a lot of caltrops damage, and here's a big attack coming in. So that deals 21 to the big friend. We could take 5 damage to keep pin nib, but I think we just want to get that pin nib on out of here. Alright. We'll play one more. Whoop. Super elite done. Pantograph, great. Flex Potion could be good with all of these shivs. I think that's better than Liquid Bronze. I like a deflect. Our hand is full, it's easy to empty it out. Caltrops is interesting, definitely. We could just try and have things kill themselves upon our immortal form, but a 0-cost block card is nice. Then again, we have so much block in our deck. Let's go for it. This seems fun. Plus, we need something to upgrade. We don't have anything good to upgrade, so we can upgrade a power. I haven't really had a deck that does caltrops as a major damage source. At least not very often. This is a good flex potion. So that's 25 and another. So this could be a 35 damage flex potion. That said, it might be better to flex potion with the dagger spray against the multi enemies. Let's just get this started. Okay, we get a little bit of frail for next turn, which is unfortunate, but shout out to Corncleat. So we're being attacked for 28, 35. We could block for a bunch. We can save the corpse explosion for when it's a better time. So now we're being attacked for 22, 29. So we can fully block that. I think we'd like to. Alright, now we're being attacked for 14. This seems like a good turn to footwork. We could almost kill one of these, but if we block, caltrops will make it a little easier to do next turn. We could also take 3 to play an extra attack, and I think that seems like a good idea. Let's get to work on this one, and let's discard so we can draw another card. We'll save prepared to do later. It'll be good with letter opener. Okay, we can burst the corpse explosion, and under the circumstances, I think we definitely should. It's going to debuff us a bunch. So, we'll do that. This gets us 4 energy, which I think is pretty good. We could save it for later, but I'd just like to get a big turn here before we get all frail and vulnerable and all that. I would like to still kill this turn, because we get 2 energy and 2 cards for doing it. Alright, we get caltrops. We get... We can save that. Neutralize, I guess. Okay, we can save a pin nib. We got a predator coming up. Let's dodge and roll. Alright. Vulnerable, frail, weak, coming right up. This is a big attack. If we... Intangible, we can probably kill it in 3 turns. But we can also fully block here. We can also just take the hit. And we heal up at the end of the boss fight. Let's take the hit now. We've got Wraith Form to ensure we will not be in danger later. Who needs blocking? I want my Predator. So, that's a bunch of damage. We'll take 19, which doesn't matter because at this difficulty level we heal up. Do that. Whoops. Don't need to defend. Whenever it attacks, it takes 13 damage. Alright. I don't think we need to think about this too hard at this point. Deal 13. This turn it's not attacking, which is fine. We will just deal a bunch of damage to it. That was very close to lethal. Not quite, but very close. Alright. You know what? Actually, I should have stacked Pin Nib a little more there. Speed Potion, money, and... Ooh, these are options that really excite me. So, Wraith Form. We know Wraith Form is very good, and having 2 copies of Wraith Form is really good. Because we can just hold all those turns of invincibility until we need them. Malaise plus with Burst, though. I love Burst Malaise. Wraith Form might be correct here, but I'm going to take Malaise plus. This is pretty bad with all those Cloak and Daggers we took. This is pretty good with all those Cloak and Daggers we took. But I think just having extra energy in important fights is hard to beat. This helps us more in hallway fights. I think we're good against bosses. I think we can definitely beat the heart with all these caltrops and Malaise. Because once we have 13 thorns, when it attacks times 12, that's 156 damage. Yikes. So we don't really need any other damage cards, so Malaise is good for that. So I think we're good against the heart. But we gotta beat the Act 3 boss, and we'd like to beat the Act 3 elites. However, I think hallway fights are... We have enough damage against the other things. This helps us a lot in hallway fights. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times in our deck that gives a benefit. Then again, hallway fights, we could just Wraith Form. We could just burst Corpse Explosion. Let's make sure we can empty our hand. Because in boss fights, the most important thing is going to be drawing all of our really good cards. And if our hand is full of stuff we can't play because we don't have energy, that's no good. With this difficulty level, I kind of just take the most elites. Corpse Explosion is good. Burst Corpse Explosion. And Neutralize? No, then we take damage. Burst Survivor. Or maybe we don't burst this turn. Survivor, defend, pass? Well, we can neutralize here. Hold on. 19. So we could take 1. Do that. Then if we get it down to 18 health, over the next few turns, Burst Corpse Explosion kills everything. So we're being attacked for 25, so it is not time to Burst Corpse Explosion. No need to use our pin nib. Next turn we burst Corpse Explosion, and that wins the fight. Even if they have block, they are not going to survive what we're doing to them. Alright. Distilled Chaos, play the top 3 cards of your draw pile. Some of these are not great to play. Some of them are pretty good to play. Mainly we don't want Wraith Form, but Wraith Form is probably in our hand. I think these potions are good. Backflip does draw cards, but our hand remains consistently full. Let's get some max health. I mean, we don't have any card draw except Adrenaline. So if we ever are using all the cards in our hand, we'd really want to backflip. But we have all those Cloak and Daggers, which serve the function of, like, let you do some block, scale with dexterity, and let you play more cards this turn. Alright, what are we removing? We could remove the Shame and just lose 1 strength, but get that bad card out of our deck, or we could remove the Strike. We're not even really playing our strikes, we're mostly discarding them. We're up to 76 max health. This is a pretty good Dagger Spray. Let's burst and Adrenaline, draw a bunch of cards. We could get a Corpse Explosion. Oh, right, the Letter Opener killed. Okay, well, that was easy. Dodge and Roll is really good. I'd love another Footwork, but it's still good on its own, I think. I would love to do melees with Burst, especially like Burst Adrenaline melees would be incredible. Let's block for 6. Do a little Poison. Seems like a good start. We could burst melees. We are getting attacked for a lot. We can block for 38 though. We could also just take 2 and get a caltrops in play. I don't really want these shivs in my hand. I want to burst melees on a turn where it's doing a multi-attack or just something small. Okay, well this attack is not a threat. Just gonna take it easy. Try and draw that Adrenaline. Okay, we don't want this attack. Whoops, we do want that. What do you got for me here? Okay, we do have an Adrenaline, so give me a multi-attack. Or just something I can block, actually. Okay, so this gives us 4 energy, so we'd be at 5 energy, and then we would melees to reduce its strength by 10. I think that's enough. So Burst. Adrenaline plays twice. We have 5 energy. Now melees plays twice. It loses 10 strength and becomes weak. Does that fully block this turn? It's pretty darn close. Yeah, okay. It loses 12 strength. Right, because our melees is upgraded, so it's +1. So this enemy is no longer a threat. As long as it's not doing the big attack. It is weak a lot. Okay, so we could just gain 22 block, but that's not as much as we want, is it? Okay. Let's try and get a better attack here. But there are significant risks if we don't get a better attack. Because we can only really break its block once here. And if it does the curse attack, it's no good. You know what? I've talked myself out of it. Let's just take a little bit of damage here. Might have been a good Dex Potion turn, to be honest. Alright, let's caltrops. Prepared. You know what? Could have been a Wraith Form turn. I always forget about Wraith Form, because it's so good I just save it forever. Which isn't what you actually want to do with a good card. I wish we had more poison. But it is going to just take 39 damage from caltrops. So I don't think we really want to mess that up. by changing its attack pattern. Alright, it attacks for 3, we can handle that. We can just kill it though. Right. Nah, it's got... So this would deal 1 and then 0. Let's let it hit us here. Destroy itself. We don't want the worst attack. Okay, Acrobatics is nice discard. Blur. I really like Blur with our deck, because we've got so many block cards, this would be good. We can save Blur for a turn where the enemy's not attacking, and we can just save up a bunch of block. Okay. Could be a good potion here. I think we want a Cloak and Dagger, but do we do our other stuff, or do we caltrops? I think caltrops is good to get in play. We can play the others later. Ooh. I did not count Pin Nib. It would be really good to Pin Nib something, wouldn't it? Alright, I'm gonna waste an energy. My bad. So this deals 40 instead of 32. Or we could apply 9 poison and then kill it, which gets us energy back. Well, it doesn't get us energy back until after the turn ends, but it kills both of these, and then it's just that one, and we can make that one weak with melees. So that's what we want to do. And 1 weak loses 1 strength, so we are totally set. Cool. I guess it did die. I didn't math. A little more poison? Nah, let's get some health. We don't need another strike plus. Okay, we have 4 energy this fight, which is nice. Shout out to that. Definitely Corpse Explosion. Thinking about a dodge and roll. Ooh, that's good. Okay, so get a burst adrenaline melees. That mostly solves this enemy. This is the 45 damage attack. Might be Wraith Form time. Hold on. 18. Yeah, no, we can block. We can block for enough. Plus, we can leg sweep. That's some good weak right there. And look at that, we're already fully blocked. Now, these shivs don't really do much for us, but we want them out of our deck. If we do this to block for next turn we have a little more ability to play attacks. Burst Malaise is pretty good here. It loses 8 strength. I think that's enough. Minus 8 strength is pretty good. We'll do that just for a little damage. Now we'll probably just destroy it with caltrops, frankly. Caltrops? 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 Caltrops, son of Krypton. These are some of its many names. We got enough defense, I think. So let's gain some block. Those shivs aren't really good this turn. Gain some block, and I think maybe we should gain some block. We'll just save those shivs to play when it's not intangible. I'm willing to draw less cards to play some 0-cost attacks. I can do a big predator this turn if I shiv. I'll just do strike and predator. Let me just Wraith Form and Blur. That seems fine. Or dodge and roll is better, I guess. Just trying to clean out my hand so I can focus on doing damage next turn. This turn, it's going to take 39 from caltrops. So let's play a bunch of attacks. just... I mean, both because they do damage, but also because we want to stack that. Penib. Alright, and it is dead. Penib is at 4. Pretty good. Duplication potion we could even do on caltrops. And look at that, we got the full warship. Anchor. A horncleat. Captain's wheel. We are a powerful boat. Dupe potion is better, but this speed potion has been with us too long. Could take another corpse explosion, but I don't think it serves much purpose. 1 is enough. Choke is good with Cloak and Dagger, but not good enough at this point. We can kill smaller enemies with the rest of our deck, and we can kill the heart with caltrops, and we can kill Donu Deka and the Act 4 elites with corpse explosion, hopefully, which we already have one of. Let's get some max health. What are our good upgrades? Honestly, I think we need a recall here. And we can hopefully get a better card upgrade at future campfires, which is a great problem to have. If I burst a Cloak and Dagger, I get a lot of shivs, but I don't think that's what I want to use my burst for. I would like to kill one of these to draw some more cards. Thanks to Gremlin Horn. Like that. Then we can just blur and defend. So it'll be nice. It's a big attack turn next turn, but we've already got a lot of block. Not a zillion block, but a lot of block. We'd get caltrops, Cloak and Dagger. I don't think we need this Defender, this Survivor super bad. Riddle with holes is pretty nice. We could kill that one. I think that's good enough. So we spend 1 energy to kill that one and draw a card. We apply some poison. Thought about bursting that, but didn't do it. Get a little caltrops. Cool. We do have Adrenaline, so if our dream of burst Adrenaline malaise lives on, get a little caltrops. Predator draws more cards, but we don't have room in our hand, so let's do some damage that does draw cards, because it makes room in our hand. 4 energy is really nice, because it lets us play Wraith form and a little block. Giving this minus, let me see, yeah, up to 7 energy. Giving this thing minus 16 strength is good. We would take 9. But what if we blocked for 8? And then gave it a bunch of negative strength? Or what if we just played Wraith form and didn't worry about that so much? We do have to kill it eventually. Dagger Spray and Predator kills that and draws a card. But... I just love Burst Adrenaline Malaise. Okay, realistically, if we burst Adrenaline, and then we just do like dodge and roll, Cloak and Dagger, then we have 5 energy from Malaise. Oh, hold on. We gotta do these first. Okay. So dodge and roll, Cloak and Dagger, then we do this up to 5 energy, then this loses 12 strength, and then we have 12 block, or let's say we have 14 block. So that's attacking for 9. This is minus 12 strength, so it's 4 times 2, but it's weak, so it's 3 times 2. So we take 1. Or we could Wraith form. Let's just do the simple thing. We could burst Adrenaline Malaise while we have Wraith form active. That seems better. We're getting attacked for 1. I don't care if it's the best play, I want to do it. Minus 16 strength, let's go. Play this just to kill the little one. use the energy to play footwork, I guess? Oh no, we don't need footwork, we're killing it. Alright, let's just get this pin nib up to 9. We're hoping to destroy it through either faction logic or caltrops, whichever is faster. So that's 14 to all. I want a new card. Well, I could get a new card by killing it, or I could just... Wait, we're running out of intangible, though. So I don't think pin nib is our higher priority compared to just living and killing the enemy. Okay. Being attacked for 22. We have neutral dexterity. That's 16. It's gonna take 13 from attacking us. We might want to just kill this thing. That gets us some resources to do more things. And we are fully blocked. And we'll do that. And now we just need to deal 12 more damage to it, which should not be hard. Cool. Let's get our pin nib up to a good number and win the fight. Lantern, extra energy on turn 1. I like a duplication potion. Take another caltrops. Vulnerable is nice. Screw it. We're full caltrops now. Alright. We've already got our sapphire key. White beast statue. Cool, so we can use potions pretty aggressively here. Go to a shop. There's one in Act 4. Who am I kidding? We're caltrops now. Spiky, 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 spiky. Alright. So we can footwork and a bunch of other stuff. We could play these, or we could save them. I mean, it's not a great use of pin nib, for sure. We can block without Wraith Form. So let's do that. We can block with Wraith Form later. We can do a really good riddle with holes next turn, so hopefully it gives us the chance to do that. It does give us the chance to do that. So we deal 40 damage. We get our pin nib going again. We block a bunch. We'll save the neutralize because we have room to draw our cards. With 18, how quickly can we kill it? Is it worth intangibling here? Can we block without it? 11. Yeah, we can block without it. So we probably should. Because this will be here later. If we can block without it and not take any damage, seems like the thing to do. Let's just get a bunch of shivs in our hand. Next turn we can play a bunch of shivs and Wraith Form if we want. And then I think we're pretty good. Especially if it's not doing a multi-attack. Have we played Burst yet? We have not. Do you want a Predator? I mean, even if we don't Burst him away, that's pretty good. -7 strength. And weak forever means those 45 attacks turn into 28 attacks. I could burst, defend, and corpse explosion. That doesn't do it. Let's just get some block the old-fashioned way. And let's get this strike out of our hand. I think we're going to try and kill it without using our pin nib. Cool. A bunch of poison. And block doesn't go away for the next couple of turns, so we can just build up a stockpile. We are safe. It's not even attacking this turn, how friendly. Well, our block is saved for the following turn, so let's just get some cards out of our hand. Good enough. Alright, this is the turn we like. And take 54 damage from our beautiful caltrops. I'll take another strength. Let's refresh that old nasty potion. Nightmare. Nightmare has a lot of potential. It could give us a lot of malaise. It could give us a lot of caltrops. It could give us a lot of adrenaline. It could give it, but most usually it could give us a ton of Wraithform. I mean, that seems good. This would break through its block, so it would basically just apply 2 weak to it. Could apply -2 strength, -2 weak, that goes through 2 artifact charges. Then it would do it again. -2 strength blocked by an artifact charge, and finally it would make it weak next turn. That might be good enough. I like weak next turn, because we only have to block for 1 more turn, really. I don't think we even need to play an attack this time. Alright, let's survive. Survive through our shame. Get a bunch of block for next turn. Get a little extra caltrops damage, because that thing will not be completely eliminated by the corpse explosion. Pretty close, though. The thing is, if we had saved Malaise, it would have done a bunch to it. But also, how are you going to save Malaise? How are you going to get through that artifact without saving Malaise? Oh, did we burst the corpse explosion? That's right, so it took 100 damage. Oh, we got an achievement for beating a fight without playing any attacks. Cultist Potion might be nice. Skewer is cool, but we don't really need it. More weak? We have Leg Sweep, we have Neutralize, we have the other things we have, which are Malaise. I think this is a little more max HP. I think Cultist Potion is better than Dupe Potion, but Dupe Potion lets us Malaise or Caltrops for silly amounts. I kind of want to do silly things, but then again, we get a potion every fight. Alright, what are we upgrading? Yikes, maybe I should have just done a hallway fight. There's nothing to upgrade. Riddlewithal's? Our whole deck is upgraded. It's pretty cool. You usually only get that on the Watcher with like Lesson Learned. You usually have like 32 upgraded cards. Alright, what do we got here? Turn 1 Malaise for -5 strength is pretty good. We're gonna get a potion every fight. Let's just use one. A -10 strength. So we're gonna take. It's gonna deal 10 attack damage to us. Not really attack, but 10 damage to us at the end of every turn, but also 10 less with each attack. So we're almost fully blocked already. Footwork, dodge and roll. Get 1 caltrops in there. I don't know if we need to play attacks anymore. We could Nightmare caltrops, so we don't have hand space for it. We're very fully blocked though. Let's do some poison, another caltrops, we'll kill it eventually. Maybe it was correct to burst that corpse explosion just for the poison. We could burst Leg Sweep, but it's already weak forever. Let's just get some cards out of our hand. You know what? We can just block forever. This is fine. Let's just keep our block cards. This seems like a fun idea. We got a bunch of energy. Oh, I messed up. I was going to Nightmare the caltrops and then clear hand space so we could play it next turn, and I didn't. Well, we get a bunch of block next turn, and I'll Nightmare like sweet. So now we're still safe forever in a different way. If we just play one leg sweep every turn, that pretty much gets us through the rest of the fight. It might take a while. Stop hitting yourself. We actually do have to play something else this turn. But our caltrops will get there eventually. Leg sweep does it. I am not playing any attacks this fight. Nope, nope. Can't make me. Power Potion is nice. Outmaneuver Plus could be kind of decent with all of these cards we got. Help us clear out our hand. Plus it has... Okay, it's just got silly potential with melees. I'm not saying it's good, but I'm saying we're gonna do it. Upgrade Survivor. Alright. We'll pop a Power Potion on this fight, I think. What do we got? Wraith Form, and we'll just hold it. A little damage here. Do we save out maneuver for a giant malaise, or do we just play it? We could dodge and roll to block for next turn, but I think we're okay. Our deck blocks pretty well. Let's save it. Alright, we got some options. We get footwork, then dodge and roll for 18. We're already pretty well blocked here. This seems like a good option. Draw some stuff, get rid of some stuff. Maybe even just play a strike. We're blocked for a bunch next turn. Let's just play a strike. So we need to get through the artifact charge on this one so that we can play Corpse Explosion. So we just need to kill one of them, and then they both die. We have Corpse Explosion, we have Outmaneuver, we're fully blocked. I'm down to do a big malaise next turn. Get a little damage. Get a little blur, get a little more damage. So if we can get... I would love Burst. If we could Nightmare or Malaise, it's kind of cute. We're fully blocked. We could also just Corpse Explosion Malaise. So Corpse Explosion does not apply the poison. That's blocked by the artifact charge. But the effect where when it dies it deals damage, that is blocked. Fun little tidbit. We can Nightmare caltrops. Let's do this. Just give it less strength. And we'll go ahead and get a few more malaises next turn. It'll be good for breaking artifact charges. So with that in mind, we want to clear out our hand a little. Cool. So next turn we have 3 malaise plus in our hand. So that does a lot. Intangible, Survivor. Yeah, I think we're good here. I think we're safe. I think we can kill it in the next 5 turns if we start doing our intangible. So let's get cracking. Take away some artifact charges. Let's get some strength loss and weak on both of them for the next couple turns. Alright. So we just want to get pin nib to 9 and then block forever. Yeah. We don't have any block, but I think we'll get some. I didn't check, but we did. We don't even need the Wraith form right now. Could just block the old-fashioned way, right? Make that weak, get a bunch of block. Yeah, we're blocked. A little caltrops. Get a little dagger spray. This does more damage, and that leaves our pin nib at 9. Which is fine with me. Alright. So this thing will deal 36 damage to itself. We might need to actually play some attacks here. Let's not get too precious. So we will Wraith form, and I don't know, it takes 36 this turn, then we're intangible this turn, then we're intangible this turn, so it takes 72. But then it would have to do, we would have to block for 2 more turns without intangible. So if we do this, we're pretty safe. So now it's just a matter of using up our cloak and dagger. Also, it gets a little bit of block, which is annoying. Alright. We can stack up our pendant pretty easily with these. Okay. That gets us a little closer. So it is, they are both already pretty dead. Alright, perfect. We get our pin nib up to the number we like. And now we wait. Good fight. Oh no, it blocked. I forgot it blocked. Die anyway. Alright, let's proceed on to the heart. So no damage, Act 3 boss is a good sign. Yikes. 5 damage upgrade better than 3 damage upgrade? Not a super big deal. Energy is nice. We could get a Thorns potion. I might like a Thorns potion. Well, why not? Energy. We cannot quite go max health card move, but we don't really want any of these. The heart doesn't block, so that's not useful against them. We could just buy random potions to try and get more potions. We could do this to get attacks that cost 0 for the fight, eventually. Good Instincts is not bad. Let's take it. We don't want magnetism now. And we'll remove a strike. I don't think we need another cloak and dagger. It's not that great against the heart. I'm wondering if I like just buy potions to look for an artifact potion. An artifact potion would block a intangible debuff. It would also block a Dex potion debuff, which would be really nice. So I think we get rid of the cultist potion and we just take a couple rolls. I like a Dex potion better than a blessing or the forge. Another speed potion would be good if we had the artifact thing, which we don't. Accuracy is a joke. Cultist potion is a great way to deal damage, don't get me wrong, but I think we're going to deal damage to the heart just fine. Okay, start out, let's draw some cards. What if we use Nightmare to just get a zillion energy every turn? Not the worst idea in the world. We're going to get a potion after this fight, so it's worth using one of these. Nightmare leg sweep is good, especially if we have a bunch of energy. So we got a bunch of energy. That helps remove artifact charges. Because it'll be really good to make one of them weak for whatever big attack is coming this turn. For example, this big attack. So we do leg sweep to make that weak, then leg sweep to make that weak. That seems good. So now they are both weak for a while. We are blocked for a lot. I don't really want to use my pin nib on a strike. I could burst adrenaline, but I don't even know if I have stuff I want to burst after that. You want to clear hand space with adrenaline? Yes. Okay, we're getting a big attack that direction this time. This could be a good turn for burst. But if we face the other way... So that's 50 damage, which is a pretty good number. So we're being attacked for 40? 40 is not a lot. 9 and then 14, 23, so we're already fully blocked without needing to do any of that burst adrenaline nonsense. Sorry, strike. Just don't make the cut. So it would be nice to use a potion this fight, but also if we save the potions, we can decide what potion we really like in the future. This could be a burst blur turn. Just get us a bunch of block for the next few turns. So now we have 53 blocks to start next turn, and we keep it for a while. We can get a caltrops going. I think this is a good thing. Okay. With Wraith Form and Blur, we're in good shape. But we don't need to Wraith Form this turn, do we? So facing this way, we're being attacked for 48, 72. So we're set, but we'd like to preserve some of that block if possible. Malaise is really good on the Spire Spear, but we just haven't gotten it yet. I think if we Corpse Explosion and then shiv the turn back around, we'll be pretty happy about that. So now, if we can just murder that thing, they are both dead, as long as they're not excessively blocked. It would be nice if our pin nib got up to a better number. Alright, I think we just kill this turn, right? Yeah, Predator, Dagger Spray, almost certainly. So now it's just a matter of how many attacks can we play. Cloak and Dagger is good. So Dagger Spray will kill now, so let's just... 7... 8 and 9. Alright, pin nib. Ooh, mango. 96 max health going into the heart fight. Very nice. Flux potion, not worth getting rid of one of these, I don't think. I'd take a deflect, I guess. I really wish we had more than one footwork, but it's still a good card. Alright, let's get some of our thorns started out. We could burst, leg sweep, adrenaline to get a bunch of cards. Let's get rid of shame. That. We could also just save this and not do anything this turn, but I really want to get my powers. I really want to get my caltrops in play. If it does the big attack next turn, it's just stuff I want to do. I do kind of want to burst adrenaline malaise though. God help me. Can't resist it. We do want to get some dexterity. But we also want to be able to block if it does the big attack. I think we keep this hand. We are going to draw extra cards. Alright, we can Nightmare a Wraith form, and it's hard to see an argument for doing anything other than that. Okay, so we're going to burst. We're going to adrenaline. That gets us 7 energy. Ooh. So our next skill is played twice, so we could make it lose 18, sorry, a bunch of strength? That seems like the best thing to do. I wanted to use Burst on Nightmare, so that we would add 9 copies of, or 6 copies of Wraith form into our hand next turn, and then I was going to use all that energy to just empty our hand and try and get, like, 20 turns of Intangible. Which, don't get me wrong, would still be a good thing to do, but this is also a good thing to do. Minus 16 strength is a lot. Now, when it goes into its second phase, once it gets below half health, it is going to remove that debuff. But I think we can handle that. It is weak forever. Just play a couple attacks here. We really just need to draw caltrops, and then it dies to its multi-attacks. And then as long as we have Wraith form, we got good stuff going on. So there's 1 caltrops. We can Nightmare a Wraith form this turn, and we will have hand space for it next turn. And I just think it's worth dedicating a bunch of spots in our hand to just having Wraith forms in them. This is going to block next turn anyway, although if it does the multi-attack, we don't need block. Oh, whoops, it hit phase 2. So we don't have infinite negative strength on it anymore, but we do have 12 turns where we don't have to play the video game. So we are fully blocked, and we can take 1 damage to deal 30. Just to say 0 damage. Alright. Let's become intangible forever pretty soon. Oh, whoops. Deflect first. Oh, we took 1 damage. We could have had a perfect heart fight. That's a shame. That's my own bad. Alright. Yeah, we're good here. We'll just do that for a while, and that's gonna be this fight. I don't know what to call this run. I guess it's just gotta be something along the lines of stop hitting yourself. But then again, if you have gotten this far in the video, by which I mean you have started the video, you already know what the title is, because you clicked on it. Alright, so let's do 21 times 15. It won't take that much, but it'll take 300. So this is why caltrops is good against the heart. Okay. 1 damage. Spicy. Use the potion. fully block for the rest of the fight. And we only need to block 1 damage, because it's only going to attack us once. That's the run! That was a very fun silent deck. I loved having all those caltrops. I hope you loved watching it nearly as much as I loved playing it. Do we have any unlocks left on silent? We do not, right? No. 1723. We could have had a little better score if we had another perfect, but our scores will get a lot higher as we get to higher ascension anyway, so it's no trouble. Pretty breezy one compared to some of them. Not as much to talk about. Just had some good turns. I love Runic Pyramid. I can stop talking now. Bye.